Hello there, Eric Padden once again, and thanks for checking in with me. On this video, we're going to be talking about, are the elite purposely destroying silver? You might have been hearing some of the rumors out there now about how not only have the elite been purposely keeping the price of precious metals down in order to keep up confidence in their basic, fiat currencies around the world. And remember, it's not just the US dollar, but many of the currencies around the world have a Federal Reserve Bank, much like ours, where they create debt-based currency, charge interest on it from the moment it's created, and basically keep those countries as debt slaves, just like they're doing to us. And what's happening, there's been rumors now that there's more to it than just keeping the confidence up in the fiat currencies, but that also by keeping the value down of the silver, it makes it much more appealing to use as an industrial metal. Because see, for centuries, the way you would preserve your wealth would be through gold and silver. And whenever these paper fiat debt-based currencies. And don't get me wrong, just because it's a fiat currency doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a bad thing. There's been some of the most successful stretches in history. If you look at a 726-year stretch when England, they used a fiat currency and basically had the most healthy time, basically were able to take over the world because it was a currency that wasn't created with interest. Okay, and that's the key. When you have a debt-based currency, that means from the moment it's created with somebody's signature and they create the money, its interest is being accrued on it from that very moment of its creation. And it's that interest on the creation of money that kills these debt-based currencies. Eventually the interest will eat you alive. And so what's happening is now, if you look at the current debt-based currency that we're in, we're coming down to the end of the cycle now where we can't pay the interest on the debt anymore. As a country, as a currency, you get to the point where you can't pay the interest on the debt. When you start banging your head up against the interest and you use all the resources, all the taxes in the case of a government, all of your money you make in the case of an individual, whatever the case, it's the same concept. You can't make the payments on the interest. And when that happens, your economy crashes. If you're a person, you're going to go bankrupt. And if it's a currency, it's going to crash and become worthless. And so anyway, what they've been doing is trying to get the precious metals out of the hands of the common man. And most people are aware that through the Federal Reserve banks, they hold on to most of the gold in the world. And gold has been hoarded for many, many years. And so they've really got a good handle on that. No one's really seen the gold in a Fort Knox or any place for many, many, many years. Often, it's more commonly believed nowadays that it's probably gold, plated, if there even is any metal in there at all. So who knows where the gold really is. One thing you can bet on is the elite, for lack of a better term. If you go back to the Illuminati, or nowadays you heard about the Bilderberg Group, basically it's the ultra elite bankers, branching from the Rothschilds, going back to Europe, that are basically the puppeteers that pull the strings on all the different governments and Federal Reserve banks around the world. And they've been raping, the systems around the world for many, many, many years. And it's believable, if you think about it, that since they can't get a hold of all the silver, because basically they've already got a hold of all the gold, but it's hard to get a hold of all the silver because it's kind of the common man's, metal. And a lot of people like myself, we've been holding on to this for years, and we believe that silver is so undervalued. The demand is bigger than ever before. The supply is less than ever in the history of mankind as far as above ground silver. You can learn more about that in some of my other videos if you want to get into the specifics of silver. On this particular video, though, it makes sense to me that since they can't pull it out of our hands at less than, say, 500 bucks an ounce, it's easier for them to just destroy it. Because once it's destroyed, we can't get at it either. And that's really what's more important to them. They don't care who has it as long as we don't, the common man. And I think there's something to that. More and more now, it's being exposed. You find people that'll watch, Jesse Ventura's, conspiracy theory or what have you, and more people are not being looked at like the kooks that we all once were. Even my own friends or family, when I would have a 3 to 6 month store of food, and I'd always have my guns and ammo, and I'd have my silver and gold, and I would say I'd rather have it and never need it than need it and not have it. I remember just recently when I would buy rolls of silver, they would kind of smirk at me. Well, when it was 12 bucks and I was telling everybody, I'm telling you guys, buy silver now. A lot of them didn't take me seriously. Matter of fact, a lot of them lost their buns in the stock market and real estate, and yet the silver's gone from 12 to, I was selling it again last year when it was in the 20s, and today as I make this video, $38 silver. Now a lot of them are saying, oh well, it's gone up too much now, it's ready to come down. I'm like, are you kidding me? Look at the fundamentals. And as I explain in my other videos, we're looking at a situation today where silver is extremely undervalued. It's still over 60% off, 65% off its all-time high. It's one of the most undervalued metals on the planet. So anyway, that's a different video. But on this video, think about it for a moment. If you were the world elite, and you didn't want to, when you were crashing the currency, and basically you wanted everybody to have to come to you for the solution, which is this new world order, one world currency that they've been striving for years and years and years. Rockefeller slipped it out in the 70s that was the goal, and it's not a mystery anymore that new world order. You've heard everybody from Reagan to Bush say it, and you hear it more and more in the media now. They've been planting that seed and making it aware that that's what they want, is a new world order. And basically it's going to have a one world currency, and of course that's so they have total control and can manipulate it easier than having all these other currencies like it is now. But a lot of people believe that they're crashing these debt-based currencies as part of this master plan. The unfortunate reality is the people that are holding dollars, even if you've got no mortgage and you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 million in your account right now, guess what happened to all the millionaires in Germany when hyperinflation hit? Guess what happened to the wealthy people in Zimbabwe last year? Okay, anytime hyperinflation hits, they just print more and more and more money until it becomes worthless. And you probably heard me say this before in my other videos. Every debt-based fiat currency, when it's created, you can buy something with it. Then it becomes worth less and worth less until eventually it's worthless. And all the smart money, whenever they see that those debt-based currencies are crashing, they go to precious metals. And so that's where you need to be. You need to be putting your paper into precious metals while you still can. Gold, silver, either one, you're going to be a heck of a lot better off than keeping it in your 401k or your IRA or your checking account. If you can't pull it out from your 401k, I borrow against my 401k, pay myself 8% interest, buy silver. Okay, I think that's the best way to do it. And then the ones that you have to leave in stock form, make sure you've got it in mining stocks. I think you can keep in some good US, maybe Canada. I've got some Canadian mining stocks. If you do this, you're going to be a lot better off, because those are some of the things that would hold their value and allow you to move into the new economy, which I believe is going to be a new currency, in a position of strength. I think the absolute best thing you can do with as much liquid as you can get a hold of is get a hold of physical silver, because as I discussed on my other videos, silver just has a lot more of an upside than gold, in my opinion. So anyway, this is just my personal opinion based on my own research, and certainly I encourage you to do your own research. But I do believe it makes sense to me that the elite, basically through encouraging more and more industrial uses of silver, because remember, they control all the big businesses nowadays. And I think that makes sense to me, that they would rather just destroy it, because once it's used up industrially, it's gone. Okay? It's easier for them to just destroy it than to worry about trying to pull it out of our hands, because they don't want to pay us no $500,000 an ounce. And so I think there's something to that, and I think that we need to get a hold of as much of this as we can while we still can. You might have heard that there's a target of 2012, late 2012, for the dollar to become worthless. And these rumors are being leaked out by people that have credibility, because other things they've told us have come to pass. And so I think that we need to take that seriously. And that's my plan. I'm shooting for about midway through 2012 to be completely out of anything that has to do with dollars. I'm already 90% out, but you got to leave a little in just to, get through your daily routine and pay the mortgage and so on. But what I would recommend, don't buy real estate right now. Get into silver, because you'll be able to buy a home without even having a mortgage for as little as 200 ounces of silver, no more than 500 ounces of silver, depending on how extreme it gets. You're much better off, believe it or not, buying $10,000, $20,000 in silver right now. I just had my father dump another $10,000 in, finally convinced him that it was better off, because he was watching what was happening out there. People are waking up now. I'm buying another $2,500, but waiting for it to drop. It's not, I'm just going to buy it, another $2,500. My father-in-law is buying another $2,500 with me. If any of you want to pitch in, I've got a wholesaler club where I can buy it, guaranteed lowest rates out there, whether you want gold coins, 10th ounces, bars, silver. I prefer the coins myself. Silver Eagles are my favorite. But anyway, if you want, I can get you the very best deal on the wholesale. I can also just set you up an auto ship through my ISN coins business, where you just get one of these, or if you want 2 or 5 or 10 of these a month, we can send you out the MS69 collector's coins. Those are nice because they're non-declarable, and if they do go to a gold and silver-based currency and want to confiscate, our silver and gold, hopefully they would give us fair value for it. If they're paying $500 an ounce or more, I would consider it. Otherwise, mine will mysteriously disappear. Bottom line, give me a call. You need to make a move into silver as soon as you can. You can reach me at 858-705-2487. Also, you can jump on my blog, and that would be at isncoinsbusiness.com. So isncoinsbusiness.com, there's all kinds of great articles on there. You can click into different sections, the economy, in the Fed. I've got silver manipulation and different ones on there, and you can educate yourself on how to put yourself in a better position. Because think about it for a moment. To watch this video is one thing, but you need to take action. Okay, knowledge is only power if you take advantage of it and you act upon it. Remember what Benjamin Franklin said: procrastination is the thief of all opportunity. And if you don't take action to take care of your family, who will? So do it while you're thinking about it, okay? Give me a call, jump on the blog. If you want to join my team and turn this into a little business, you can do that too. And what a win-win. The worst thing that happens in our business is you collect physical silver. I can live with that. Best thing that happens is you show other people how to do it, make a little money along the way. Talk about a win-win, huh? Eric Padden once again, thanks again for your time. I'll catch up with you on the next video.